It would be wonderful if I could see the end of today's civilization during my lifetime. Everything is so thin and shallow and fake. Today, all of humanity's dreams are cursed somehow. Beautiful yet cursed dreams. Humans have both the urge to create and destroy. The future is clear. It's going to fall apart. What's the use worrying? It's inevitable. I think Tokyo is going to sink underwater soon. All those stupid high-rise buildings will sink, and maybe all the traffic will be gone, and everything will be peaceful and quiet. I'd like more of the world to go back to being wild. When I think about the way the computer has taken over and eliminated a certain experience of life, that makes me sad. Baths used to be made by burning firewood. Now you press a button. It seems like everything that we see, perceived in the brain before we actually use our eyes, that everything we see is coming through computers or machines and then is being input into our brain cells. So that really worries me. It's disgusting. On trains, the number of those people doing that strange, masturbation-like gesture is multiplying. Culture is doomed. In short, I think the work that we are doing is snatching away children's power. We get strength and encouragement from watching children. I believe that children's souls are the inheritors of historical memory from previous generations. It's just that as they grow older and experience the everyday world, that memory sinks lower and lower. I'm not going to make things that tell children, you should despair and run away. Personally, I am very pessimistic. But when, for instance, one of my staff has a baby, you can't help but bless them for a good future. Because I can't tell that child, oh, you shouldn't have come into this life. And yet, I know the world is heading in a bad direction. So with those conflicts in mind, I think. There cannot be a happy ending to the fight between the raging gods and humans. However, even in the middle of hatred and killings, there are things worth living for. A wonderful meeting or a beautiful thing can exist. We depict hatred, but it is to depict that there are more important things. We depict a curse to depict the joy of liberation. Death comes to the young and old alike in no set order. It compels you to imagine that the Grim Reaper is ever lurking behind you. I myself become terrified of death when I'm in a negative state of mind. But the thought of death ceases to bother me once I become productive. I get inspiration from my everyday life. Life is suffering. It is hard. It is cursed. But still, you find reasons to keep living. I believe in the power of story. I believe stories have an important role to play in the formation of human beings, that they can both stimulate, amaze, and inspire their listeners. When someone creates something with all their heart, that creation is given a soul. Problems begin the moment we're born. We are born with infinite possibilities, only to give up on one after another. I want to see the sea rise over Tokyo and the NTV Tower become an island. I'd like to see Manhattan underwater. I'd like to see when the human population plummets and there are no more high-rises because nobody's buying them. I'm excited about that. Money and desire, all that is going to collapse, and wild green grasses are going to take over. Plants in the weather and light rays that surround them, waving in the wind, shimmering in the sunlight. To choose one thing means to give up on another. That's inevitable. Always believe in yourself. Do this, and you will have nothing to fear. I'd like more of the world to go back to being wild.
I'm Kayleigh McKee, and this composition and story was comprised solely and entirely of the quotes of Hayao Miyazaki.